Good morning, teacher. Good morning, classmates. I'm going to talk to you about a book that I read. It's called David Copperfield. It's written by Charles Dickens. Some interesting facts about the author is that Charles John Haven Dickens was born in Portsmouth, England, on February 7, 1812. He was one of the most important novelists in England. He wrote a lot of articles about criticisms to the society and fiction. Most of his important books were A Tale of Two Cities, David Copperfield, Oliver Twist. In all his stories, he talks about the common social issues that people had in those times. Charles Dickens died on June 9, 1870, when he was 58 years old. Some things um, about the book. I read the book because one of my classmates recommended me, and I want to read something different this time, something classic maybe. And this book is about David since his born until his death. Um, he was born in a small city in London, and Clara, her mother, take care of him with Peggy, his nurse, and David's father died before he was born. And when David is 7 years old, her mother get married with Mr. Marston, a bad guy, maybe rude guy, um, who wanted to get married with a single and young woman, rich woman. And when her mother and Mr. Marston went to honeymoon, David went to spend time with Peggotty's family, a fisherman's family, and then he met his first love called Emily, and he remembered her like a beautiful girl. And when he came back home, he didn't feel comfortable with his new life, so his um, stepfather sent him to Silent House, a school where teachers were rude and was directed by Tom Troubles. Was directed by Mr. Crickle, sorry. And then he met his friends, Tom Traddles and James Stitford, who are going to be his friends for all his life. And when her mother was pregnant again, she died because of the baby, and she found that his stepfather is not going to take care of him, so he's going to look for her aunt, Miss Betsy, and Betsy Trudgord, and she didn't know what she has to do, so um, um, she's going to send in a new school with Mr. Whitfield, who has a daughter called Agnes. And when when after the school, David met Dora, and They got married, but Dora found that she wasn't happy. That it was a mistake to get married with David, and then David realized that he always loved Agnes, and so that's a good story. And even Miss Peggotty get married with the horse keeper to stay near to David and take care of him. I love the story. It was placed in a wonderful um, countryside and places. And I think the dialogues are very clear. The vocabulary is very easy to understand. It's as I told you before, I wanted to read some classic, when news were late to arrive, when they wrote letters, and those things. I think Charles Dickens made a good job with this book because he always tried to write about common issues that they were in many years ago and we still see it. So I recommend the story and I hope that you read it in time.